video of chapter life process in which we are going to discuss about human heart. As in last video, we talked about the blood vascular system, how the blood flows through these all vascular system like arteries, veins and capillaries that we already discussed. Now we are going to discuss about human heart. Now what is the function of human heart here? Human heart actually help to regulate the flow of blood inside the vascular system because blood is already moving via vascular system, but this human heart will help to regulate the flow of blood inside the vascular system. It helps to maintain the blood pressure inside our body. These are the function of human heart, which is very important. Heart is a kind of double pump system. It always helps to pump the blood throughout the body. If we talk about the heart, then it is a hollow muscular organ made up of what? Cardiac muscle. As we already know about cardiac muscle, this is a special type of muscular tissue which is exclusively present in our heart only. It is made up of cardiac fiber and it helps to contract and expand the human heart continuously without any stress. It contracts and expands regularly and continuously to help to pump the blood to all the parts of human body. If we talk about the size of average human heart, then it is the size of the person's fist only. That is 12 by 9 centimeter approx. And agar weight की बात करें, तो in female the weight of human heart is approx 250 gram and in male it is 300 gram. It is located between the two lungs and it is inclined little bit in the left side of human being. The heart has 4 chambers. As we already know, we are 4 chambered. So 2 auricles and 2 ventricles. These are the 4 chambers that we have. Sometimes we name this auricle as atria in singular form and atrium in plural form also. The right and left side of our human heart is completely separated by a muscular partition that is named as what? Septa. This septa assures that there is no mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Sometimes to name oxygenated blood, we define this as pure blood also, and to deoxygenated blood, we say impure blood. This is for your notes purpose. Here we discussed how the blood flows inside the human heart. Now I'll explain you by observing the diagram. So let's move to the diagram here. As you can see, this is the diagram of human heart. Let's start from right side of the human heart. As you can see, the human heart is divided in 4 parts because we are 4 chambered. So this is what right atrium, this is what left atrium, this is right ventricle and left ventricle. At first, the septa divides the septa, this is septa here. The septa divides the human heart in 2 parts, right side and left side. And then the tricuspid and bicuspid valve divide the human heart in 4 further chambers like right atrium and right ventricle, left atrium and left ventricle. At first, the right atrium, this is your right atrium, okay? It receives the deoxygenated blood from all the parts of human body through, kahan se enter hoga? Via this superior and inferior vena cava. This superior and inferior vena cava are the entries via which the blood enters inside the right atrium chamber. When the blood will rush in here, so obviously because of that, the pressure of blood will increase here. And because of increment of pressure, as you can see, the valve is present here. What is the function of valve? Valve actually provide one-way passage, sabse pehle to ye, and second, it prevent the return of blood also. It also help to prevent the return of blood. So this tricuspid valve will open when the blood pressure will increase inside right atrium. After opening of this tricuspid valve, the blood will rush in right ventricles. When here also the blood pressure will increase, then via this pulmonary artery, blood will move to lungs for oxygenation. Listen carefully, this pulmonary artery is only artery which carry deoxygenated blood. So here this pulmonary artery is carrying the deoxygenated blood which is moving to lungs for oxygenation. Here the blood will exchange, the deoxygenated blood will exchange with oxygenated blood, and obviously it is done by the alveoli, the air sacs which is present in human lungs. This human lungs help to exchange the gases like carbon dioxide and oxygen. After oxygenation of blood, the oxygenated blood will enter inside the left atrium chamber via this pulmonary vein. Again, the pulmonary vein is the only vein which carry oxygenated blood. Otherwise, veins always carry what? Deoxygenated blood, and arteries always carry what? Oxygenated blood. So here, via this pulmonary vein, the pure blood, the oxygenated blood will enter into the left chamber of human heart, and in left chamber also it will enter in left atrium, because the left chamber is divided in again two parts, that is what? Left atrium and left ventricles. When the pressure of blood will increase here, then this valve, जैसे यहाँ पर valve था, it is named as what? Tricuspid valve. वैसे ही this valve is named as bicuspid valve. This is named as what? Bicuspid valve. It is also named as mitral valve. So this bicuspid valve will open and all the blood will rush into left ventricles. As we know, what is the function of valves? Valves always provide the one-way passage and it prevents the return back of blood also. So this is done by these two valves which is present here, which is named as what? Tricuspid and bicuspid valve. So when the blood, the oxygenated blood will enter in left ventricles, then again the pressure will increase, and via the main opening, the largest artery that you can say, which is named as what? Aorta. As you can see here, the largest artery, which is named as what? Aorta, the blood will passes to each and every part of our body. As you can see, it is branched here. So obviously it will help to provide the passage of oxygenated blood to each and every part of the body. Again, it will further branch and it reaches to each and every part of the body. So this is the main function of human heart as we discussed here. So human heart help to regulate the flow of blood inside the body. How the blood flows inside the human heart, that we discussed here. Now, what is the function of human heart? As I told you earlier, one of the primary function of human heart is to pump the blood throughout the body. Obviously, after pumping, it also assures that it regulating the flow of blood inside the blood vascular system. Blood delivers oxygen, hormones, glucose. This is the function of blood only that you can write here. And the heart also ensures that the adequate blood pressure is maintained in the body. Throughout the body, when blood is moving via the vascular system, then the blood pressure should be maintained here, and obviously it is done by the human heart. Now, we will talk about the double circulation system, the double circulatory system. The circulatory system in human is defined as double circulation. This question is very important. What is double circulation? That we are going to discuss here. It's very simple. As the blood passes through the heart twice in one complete cycle. अगर एक cycle की बात करें तो उसमें heart में से blood 2 times pass होती है. That's why it is defined as what? Double circulation system. The first system is named as pulmonary circulation and second is defined as what? Systemic circulation. So let's talk about first pulmonary circulation. It is very simple. The pathway of blood from the heart to the lungs and back to the heart. Pathway of blood from the heart to the lungs. अभी हमने पीछे पढ़ा. The blood will pass from heart to lungs for oxygenation and again it will come back to the heart. This is the first cycle which is defined as what? Pulmonary circulation. Okay, this circulation is maintained by right side of the heart. And now we will talk about systemic circulation. In this, the pathway of blood from the heart, as blood is already present in heart, so the pathway of blood from the heart to rest of the body and again back to the heart. This is defined as what? Systemic circulation. So this pulmonary and systemic circulation combined define as what? double circulation, as blood is passing through the heart twice in a complete cycle of a body. That's why it is defined as what? Double circulation. As you can see here, let's suppose in human heart we have deoxygenated blood. Then this deoxygenated blood will move to the lungs, and then here the oxygenation process will be done and it will come back to the human heart. This is your first cycle, which is defined as what? Pulmonary circuit or pulmonary circulation. Next is what? From the human heart, it's moved to throughout the body, and then of course after this it will deoxygenated, and the deoxygenated blood will come and will basically come here again in your human heart. That is defined as what? Systemic circuit or systemic cycle. So both the cycle combined defined as what? Double circulation. Now we will talk about the blood pressure. It's a very simple. The pressure exerted by blood on the wall of blood vessels is defined as what? Blood pressure. Obviously, when blood is passing through the blood vessels, then it exerts some force against the wall of the vessel. That is defined as what? Blood pressure. The pressure at which the blood is pumped around the body by the heart is called blood pressure. The blood pressure of a person is expressed in the form of systolic and diastolic pressure. Systolic means to say high pressure and diastolic means to say low pressure. Systolic pressure is what? When the blood is oxygenated, then the oxygenated blood actually tends to reach to each and every part of our body. And this is done by the largest artery, which is named as what? Aorta. So the maximum pressure at which the blood leaves the heart, the maximum pressure at which the blood leaves the heart via the main artery, which is named as what? Aorta, defined as what? Systolic pressure. Obviously at that time it will exert some pressure on the wall of aorta, which will define as what? Systolic pressure. It is little bit high if we compare it with diastolic pressure. Diastolic pressure is the minimum pressure in the arteries during the relaxation phase of heart. When the blood from each and every part of our body enters to the human heart, at that time our heart is in relaxed form. Then at that time the pressure exerted by blood on the wall of blood vessels is defined as what? Diastolic pressure. The blood pressure of a normal human in resting condition, if we talk, then it is 120/80. Matlab, systolic pressure is 120 mmHg and diastolic pressure is what? 80 mmHg. Obviously, when you are doing some vigorous activities, exercise and these all, then this pressure range, this pressure varies actually. It may increase, but in normal condition, it will be approx 120/80. It varies according to the age and sex and heredity also. Obviously, sometimes the physical and emotional state also, the blood pressure vary. We have a device by using, we can measure the blood pressure. That is named as what? Sphygmomanometer. This sphygmomanometer is a device by using that we are able to measure the pressure of blood which is exerted by blood on the wall of blood vessels. As you can see here, this is the diastole phase and this is the systole phase. In diastole phase, the blood is actually rush in, okay, inside the heart, and in systole phase, in systole system, what happened? The blood is releasing outside the heart and obviously it reaches to each and every cell of our body. In both the cases, the blood pressure will vary. This is the relaxation phase and this is the contraction phase where the blood is pumped out throughout the body. Okay. In the systolic phase, the heart contracts, the blood pressure rises and the blood moves out along the vessel. In systolic phase, what happened? The heart actually contract here and the blood pressure increases. Because of that, it is able to move outside the heart and reaches to each and every cell of the body. In diastolic phase, the heart is in relaxation state and obviously because of that the surface area will more, and it receives the deoxygenated blood from all the parts of our body, and it fills the heart with blood. So this is the systolic and diastolic phase that we discussed here. Hope this topic is clear to you. We will meet you again in next video. Thank you for watching.